So, do you have a Harley, and when you put your kickstand up, it squeaks? What we're doing today is we are going to lubricate the kickstand or jiffy stand on the Lowrider ST. So, not only is that annoying, but you know, it means it's in need of maintenance, and you don't really want, you know, pivoting points to wear out and stuff. So, we're going to pull it off of there, we're going to take it apart, we're going to lubricate it, put it all back together. This is a pretty simple task. You can do this with mostly basic hand tools. It would help if you have Allen wrench sockets, and you're going to need a lift or a jack stand or something to hold the bike up straight because you're taking the kickstand off. Or a really patient friend. But it's a pretty easy task. You can do this. I believe in you. So let's move in for a closer look. So some of the older models, you really had to disassemble it from the bottom, but on the M8 Softail, it's actually a pretty easy setup. Jiffy stand will unbolt right off the side. Hooray for that. So we're going to take a 5/16 Allen wrench, Allen socket. We're going to lefty-loosey these two bolts out of here. You don't need one this long. I'm just trying to keep my hands out of the shot. So break both of them free. And spin them right on out of there. Pretty simple setup, right? Look at that. Got our two bolts right there. Bolt 1, bolt 2 still in there. Don't get your fingers caught in any pivot points because, boy, that would hurt. But as you can see, we've got some rust there. There's just some crud up in there. Bike's got about 17,000 miles on it. I travel on it, so it's seen some road grime. Also, I've discovered the kickstand drags in the turns. So it's a little wore down there. But to pull this thing off of here, see some brass bushings up in there. To pull this thing off of here, we're just going to take these two Torx bits out. Now, if you need to replace the spring on this, it's best to do this in a vise. There's not a whole lot of difference on the two locations, but you'll want the kickstand in the up location, or up position, so it's up like that. And then we'll be able to get underneath there with a screwdriver or a pair of pliers and pop that spring off of there. Then from there, we'll be able to take these bolts out and actually remove the kickstand from the kickstand mount. Or I'm sorry, the jiffy stand, as Harley likes to call it. So we've got our kickstands clamped up here in the vise. And as you're going to see, this spring is in there pretty tightly. However, you can usually get a screwdriver behind the tab of the spring here and behind the lug of the kickstand right there. And pling, pop it off of there. So we're actually going to get behind this with a pair of pliers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push on the spring tab with one jaw of the pliers and push on the lug with the other jaw of the pliers. We should be able to just push the spring right off of there. Keep your... mind your eyeballs as you do that. Pick your spring up off the floor. Now we can take this apart and clean and lubricate our kickstand. As you can see, there's a bunch of slop in here that's completely normal. That's how your kickstand rocks up and locks into place, which is what keeps your bike from rolling forward and rolling off the kickstand. Be a T25 Torx bit. So this is interesting. This just spun out of there. It legit wasn't even tight. So that was due to come off in a short period of time. Well, that's wild. And then we'll just slide that pin in those worn out bushings right on out of there. Whoa. Holy crap, look at that. I thought we were doing a maintenance video. We're doing a repair video. Look at that bushing. Look how worn out that thing was. So there you have these little brass bushings. There's your pivot pin. Good Lord. That thing's wallered out too. So yeah, you have these little worn out bushings here. And that's what pivots on them, and that's what should wear away. Usually there's some never sees on this, or it's completely dry. You can start an argument on internet forum about which is better. Obviously lubrication's a better option than no lube. But lubrication catches dirt, and then it can turn into what's essentially called lapping compound, which is like a sanding compound. So some people believe in just running it completely dry and letting the brass or bronze bushing wear away. Well, apparently those bushings have a lifespan of just under 17,000 miles, because this bike has just over 17,000 miles on it. So yeah, so we're going to be off to the parts store. And when I come back, we'll put some Never-Sees on there. Then we'll reassemble the whole thing. But everything else looks pretty good, so we'll give it a bath with some brake clean it up a little bit, but just to clean the crud out of there. But other than that, this is in good shape, which is great. All right, so we went to the local parts store, and we've got 2 new bushings right here. And so I'm guessing this was like completely dry, you know, when it was from the factory. So to continue the argument, we're going to try some water-based synthetic water-resistant grease. We're going to try that instead of Never-Sees, because I kind of know how Never-Sees does, and it just, a lot of dirt sticks to it. So we're going to try it like this. So we are going to take a wee little bit of this Amsoil water-based synthetic water-resistant grease, not water-based. We're going to put that up on there. And we're going to smear some of this grease on the shaft there. Slide that down in through there. Oh, you know what? There we go. Gonna slide that down through there. We're gonna put a little more grease on the inside and outside of that bushing. We're gonna slide that up in there. Let me knock this out so you can see. So I got the bushing there. I got the bushing on top there with the bolt in it. Though I'm realizing this is actually upside down from the way the factory had it. So we're going to get a paper towel, wipe my hand off. So we're going to take that bushing out. Put that onto a clean piece of plastic. All right, take it out, and this actually goes in from the top. And then the washer, and this tiny little lock screw go in the bottom. It looks like there was some thread locker on there. So let me go grab some medium strength thread locker. So we're going to take a wee little dab of blue thread locker there. And we're going to thread that into the bottom there. And when I say blue, I mean medium strength. I know for a hot minute, color varied by manufacturer. So medium strength. We're going to run there until it's snug. Clamp our kickstand back in the vise there. We're going to snug that up. You're going to have to hold the other side. So this is a T25 Torx bit. The other side is a T40 Torx bit, which is on a torque wrench, which is kind of unnecessary. Much better than it was. Now, we're going to reinstall the spring. We're going to take a pair of needle nose vice grips here. And we're going to set these to as absurdly tight as we can get them. And pop it up on there, just like that. Now you want to be careful when you're doing this, because one time I was doing this on a pair of drum brakes on an old Chevy truck, and the vice grips came off, and I punched myself in the face, and then I had a black eye. And then I had to explain to my coworkers what happened, and none of them believed me. So, don't punch yourself in the face. But either way. Nice and tight, just like that. All we gotta do now is reinstall it on the motorcycle. Now for reinstallation of the kickstand. Put some medium thread locker on your bolts. Just a wee little drip there. And a wee little drip there. Make sure your ratchet's set the correct direction. I'm going to open the kickstand. Be careful not to accidentally slam your fingers in there. And we're going to start both bolts in there. Also, make sure the mating surfaces are clean. You don't want to have any crud in there because it'll give you an inaccurate torque spec. And we're going to run them both in there just till they're lightly snug. That one's lightly snug. That one's lightly snug. There we are. All right. Now we're going to torque these to 15 to 20 foot-pounds. Take your 5/16 Allen socket there, put in there, and there we go. There we go. That's it. Much quieter now than what it was before.